So here it is, 1 day later than expected, but it's here. I'm excited for this iPhone. It is gonna be an Android user's perspective. I have not used any Apple products, especially as a daily, ever since the original iPod Touch, meaning that it was somewhere around the time of the iPhone 3, I would guess. So it is gonna be a whole different perspective for me. I wanted to see how I would like it, and I'm gonna do a full switch with it. So I have a couple of plans for the iPhone 17 Pro Max. And just so you know, I'm coming from Xiaomi 14 Ultra, my trusty Xiaomi 14 Ultra that I've been using ever since last year. And I'm gonna be testing out the iPhone. I'm gonna use it as a daily driver, so I'm gonna pretty much go full on with this device. I know it's gonna be a little bit of a different experience. I know it's gonna be a little bit of a mismatch with my whole setup, like my computer, everything that I use pretty much, because I don't use Apple products. But some plans that I have for it, and some of these might be exciting for you. I'll be making content for this channel and my second Cine Mirage channel, which is more oriented about the photo and video side. So it's gonna be more about the cameras on the back. I'm also gonna be making both free and paid LUTs for this. So if you want to take advantage of the log profile or just the better recording of the iPhone, there is gonna be LUTs in my next videos that you can actually download for free, and some of them are going to be like an extra add-on, a paid version. So if you want to test them out, they're going to be available once the video is live. I'm going to work on that when we pretty much get with this phone. I'll see how it goes with time, but it's going to be probably for the next videos. If you have any questions about the iPhone 17 Pro Max that you would like to know before purchase and before my next videos about it, let me know in the comment section down below. I'm gonna try to answer all of the questions in those next videos. I guess the next video is gonna be a month from now because I wanted to really test it out as an Android user. I'm actually not gonna only use it here in Poland as my daily driver. I'm actually taking it on adventure to one of the Canary Islands, meaning that I'm gonna have also the experience of a whole day battery, how it's gonna hold up, especially compared to the Xiaomi 14 Ultra, how the photo and video side of it holds up in like a travel situation and like a vlogging situation. So there's gonna be a lot of testing with this phone, which is gonna be pretty cool because it's gonna be like a real hands-on experience, and it's gonna be a full-on experience. So it's gonna be a real test, not just using it for a couple of hours outside. It is gonna be a actual usability test and the quality of the phone. So now I'm probably gonna get into, setting it up as it's not set up yet, and from there we're gonna start using it as a daily driver. So it's exciting for me. It's exciting as like I said, I don't really use Apple products other for testing for just a couple of days and not even as a daily driver, but here we're gonna actually use it as a daily driver for at least some time. We'll see if I'm gonna switch to it or if I'm gonna stay with my trusty Xiaomi 14 Ultra. But like I said, expect some free LUTs for the video side, expect some presets. I'm gonna probably do some presets that are gonna be also free that you can download from my site, which you can always find in the description down below. So this is the future me. When I'm making this video, when editing and showing it to Evie, she noticed that I never really did my first impression of the iPhone 17 Pro Max while making a first impression video. So the future me from the evening is gonna talk about my first impression and also my second, because it's been, let's say, a day with the iPhone 17 Pro Max. So the first thing is the aluminium body. I am not comparing it to the last year's model or the others before. My mom has the 14 Pro Max, which kind of is like the newer models. They pretty much share the same body, and it is definitely this time a little bit more round off, which actually feels pretty good in hand. It feels a little bit more ergonomic, if I could say that. I mean, it's still not an ergonomic phone by any means. It's still not an, easy to hold phone, but it's still a nice phone and a better in terms of just how it feels in hand. It's a little bit less pointy, but it is an aluminium body. In my opinion, this is my favorite color because of the way the two-tone split is just naturally falling into place, with the logo being a little bit more like this. It just feels a little bit better. I know a lot of people are talking about the camera bump being so much bigger, but coming from the Xiaomi 14 Ultra with this camera bump, I'm pretty used to big camera bumps and I like them. So if they add actual better possibilities, I'm always up for that. So in my opinion, this is not a big camera bump. I kind of get used to how it looks, and I'm, to be honest, pretty happy with how it looks. I mean, it's not the best looking phone by any means, but it's not bad. And the color itself, in my opinion, this is my favorite. It is definitely a nice color, and I kind of wish there was like a pitch black, that would be really nice. But anyway, my first impression other than that, it feels good in hand, it has a nice weight to it, but it is a mixed bag from there on. Remember, I'm talking about from Android users' perspective, so I'm coming from the Xiaomi 14 Ultra to this, and in my opinion, it is a mixed bag because I use all those different devices from different companies, like my Windows-based PC, my smartwatch is from Oppo, and then I had an Android phone, which, to be honest, everything really seamlessly connected. I could really easily transfer music or files from my PC to my smartphone. With the iPhone, if you don't have the whole ecosystem and you're using different parts from different things, it is a much bigger hassle to even get the music onto it. So I did get it and I got everything to work, but I feel like, yeah, it adds into that feeling of just a little bit more like going around things, doing things, like everything is a little bit different. And I know it's because it's new, but also because it's just not as convenient and not as easy and simple to do. So it feels like a closed ecosystem that I'm trying to get into without really getting into, if that makes sense. Second off, everything other than that works pretty much straight out of the gate. It is made to be easy to start off. You don't really have to, play around too much with it. It is nice to get to it, but there are things that are missing. For example, I really love my in-display fingerprint sensor, meaning that I can go into the phone without really having to look at it. With this, I am kind of missing it, and I have to turn it to unlock it, so it's kind of like a mixed bag. Second mixed bag thing is the cameras. My first impression with the cameras are, I was expecting more from the photos. I just feel like I was expecting to be like a nice upgrade from the Xiaomi, but actually I feel like the Xiaomi is much better than the iPhone. And especially having 4 cameras, having the telephoto being the macro, just overall feels much better than the iPhone. But maybe it is just something that I have to get used to, and with time I can be better at taking photos with this, because for now it feels like they are a little bit washed out. The Xiaomi is much more punchy, much more contrasty, just much more nice to look at. I feel like it's more like a smartphone photo versus a professional photo. Maybe I just have to, play around with it. It is missing a little bit of features in terms of like the customization in the photo department. But the video side is the side that I really liked. I have to say the videos from this look incredible. There's a nice balance of contrast, a nice balance of colors. Everything just feels like it's nicely balanced, and because of that it feels really good. Like when I took a couple test shots, well, the photos were not good, or not as good as I wish they could have been. The video side from this smartphone was really, really positive. I really feel like this is the best smartphone that I've tested in terms of video. With that being said, my first impression feels solid. Maybe it isn't as strong as titanium. I'm trying to baby it around because I don't have the accessories for it just yet. And because of that, I'm kind of like using it almost like a secondary phone because I don't want to, break it. I'm gonna test out a little bit more tomorrow, things like the CarPlay instead of the Android Auto. So there's more things to test out, more things to get used to and see how I like it. But other than that, I feel like it's a pretty good phone. It's definitely more in the pro user, or like the way they are making it to be more for the usability rather than the looks, and I kind of am on board with that. I feel like the pro features, if they need extra cooling, if that makes it a little bit less nice, I'm all for that. If you want a nicer phone, there's different options even in the Apple ecosystem, which makes sense. They're a little bit more niche down, and I really like that. Overall, first impression is it's pretty nice, pretty good. Differences between Android and iOS, but other than that, it's like a give and take situation, and I guess with some things I'm gonna have to get used to. With some other things, maybe it's just not as good, and some things are better. So I guess it's just like a first impression, and we're gonna see where it goes from here. So with that being said, we can go back to the past me, the one from the morning making this video. I'm also gonna see how it is for gaming. If you're interested in that kind of stuff and see how the thermals perform in gaming, we're gonna do that too. And not only that, if you are interested in gaming as a whole, together with Instant Gaming, we're doing a giveaway where one of you can win a game of your choice. If you're interested in this month's giveaway, check out the link down below for Instant Gaming. And Instant Gaming is a great site to save up on games and subscriptions. That is where I get my subscriptions and games from. So if you're playing on console, Steam Deck, or even a phone, you might find something for yourself. Coming back to the iPhone, looks pretty nice. I did have a little bit of a problem to pick between this and the orange one, but it landed on this. I feel like it is more in tune with me, as if I were to use it as daily, I always had darker phones, so this is gonna be the darker color. So far I feel like it looks pretty good. It is Definitely a nice looking phone, and the Apple logo definitely is the most visible on this in my opinion, and overall the two-tone design also is the least visible on this one. So overall, I'm really excited. I'm gonna get right away into pretty much like the unboxing of it, the setting it up, and I'll see how it goes from there. But like I said, if you have any questions about this phone, let me know in the comment section down below so that when I am doing the next videos, I know what to answer, what you guys are looking for. If there's anything specific you want to know about the iPhone 17 Pro and the Pro Max. If you enjoyed this video or are looking for more iPhone and other tech related content, consider subscribing and liking this video. Overall, I hope you guys enjoyed this little sneak peek, and I'll see you next time.